Hello. To read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you. Short story 173, The Friday Night Strummers. The worn leather armchair creaked in protest as Amelia lowered herself down. Her gaze drifted across the cluttered living room, landing on the dusty acoustic guitar propped precariously against the bookcase. It had been years since her fingers had graced the strings, years since the melodies that flowed from within her had found an outlet. Tonight, however, was different. A flyer tucked carelessly on the fridge door announced a friendly folk night at the cosy little pub down the street, the Rusty Nail. A sudden, almost forgotten urge tugged at Amelia. Maybe, just maybe, it was time to revisit her old friend, the guitar. A hesitant smile touched her lips as she plucked the instrument from its corner. The familiar, smooth wood felt comforting in her hands. Dust motes danced in the shaft of light from the window, highlighting the nicks and scratches that told stories of countless strummed chords. She gingerly ran her fingers across the strings, a grimace creasing her face at the resulting discord. Years of office work had left her touch unfamiliar, her calluses softened. But she persevered, brushing off the dust and coaxing out a few simple chords. Soon a familiar melody emerged, a tune from her college days. A wave of nostalgia washed over her, transporting her back to late-night jam sessions and the joy of creating music with her friends. A knock at the door startled her out of her reverie. It was Sarah, her neighbour from across the hall, a lively woman with a mane of fiery red hair and a perpetually infectious grin. Sarah, too, held a guitar case, the worn leather gleaming under the hallway light. "Ready to rock, Amelia?" Sarah asked, her voice brimming with excitement. "I saw the flyer too. Thought it might be a fun way to spend a Friday night." Amelia chuckled. "Rock might be a bit of a stretch, Sarah, but strumming a few chords sounds like a good start." The walk to the Rusty Nail was filled with laughter and reminiscing. Sarah, it turned out, was a much more accomplished musician than Amelia, having played in a band during her university days. As they entered the pub, the warm, welcoming atmosphere instantly put them at ease. The room was buzzing with activity. A group of young lads occupied a corner table, harmonising on a rowdy Irish folk song. In the opposite corner, a middle-aged woman with a shock of purple hair belted out a soulful blues number. The air thrummed with a vibrant tapestry of music, a symphony of shared passion. The bartender, a burly man with a surprisingly gentle smile, pointed them towards a free spot near the back. They settled in, feeling a little self-conscious at first. But as the music filled the space, so did a sense of camaraderie. Smiles were exchanged, heads nodded in appreciation, and shy conversations bloomed between tables. Amelia and Sarah decided to take the plunge. Sarah launched into a lively folk tune, her fingers dancing across the fretboard with practiced ease. Amelia, initially hesitant, found the rhythm slowly came back to her. The familiar strain of the melody took over, the chords flowing effortlessly from her fingertips. They weren't perfect, a missed note here, a slightly off-key harmony there, but it didn't matter. They were playing, their voices blending, creating music together. As the song ended, a cheer erupted from a nearby table. Applause filled the room, warm and genuine. Emboldened, they joined a group huddled around a young man with a banjo. The music that followed was a joyous cacophony, a mishmash of styles and voices held together by a shared love for the simple act of creating sound. Time seemed to melt away, measured only by the changing rhythm and the shared laughter that filled the pub. By the end of the evening, their fingers were sore and their voices hoarse, but a profound sense of contentment filled Amelia as they walked out into the cool night air. It wasn't just the music, but the feeling of belonging, of being part of something bigger than herself. "That was fantastic, Amelia," Sarah exclaimed, her eyes sparkling. "Never knew you still had it in you." Amelia grinned. "Neither did I, Sarah, but sometimes all it takes is a little nudge, a reminder of the joy of making music." They reached Sarah's apartment building. As Amelia turned to head home, Sarah stopped her. "Fancy doing this again next week?" Sarah asked, tilting her head with a mischievous grin. "Wouldn't miss it for the world," Amelia replied, her heart brimming with a newfound excitement. The Friday night Strummers, as they decided to call themselves, may not have been the most skilled musicians, but their passion, their shared love for music, resonated in that small pub, creating a space of warmth and connection that transcended skill level or age. The following weeks became a highlight of Amelia's life. Each Friday, she and Sarah would gather at the Rusty Nail, their ranks gradually swelling with other local music enthusiasts. There was John, a retired accountant with a surprisingly soulful voice, and Beatrice, a shy teenager with a hidden talent for the ukulele. The eclectic mix of instruments and personalities created a unique sound, a blend of folk, blues, and even the occasional pop tune. Their repertoire grew organically, fueled by shared suggestions and impromptu jam sessions. While some evenings were filled with laughter at off-key notes and fumbled chords, others produced moments of surprising beauty, where the music seemed to flow effortlessly, weaving a spell that captivated both the performers and the audience. Word of the Rusty Nail's Friday night Strummers spread. Soon the pub was packed each week, a mix of regulars and curious newcomers drawn by the promise of an evening filled with music and camaraderie. The bartender, ever the businessman, saw an opportunity and started offering a Strummers special, a discount on drinks for anyone who brought an instrument. One Friday evening, a talent scout from a local radio station happened to be amongst the audience. Intrigued by the raw energy and joyful spirit of the group, he approached Amelia and Sarah after their set. "That was fantastic," he said, his voice warm and encouraging. "I run a show on local music talent, and I'd love to have you guys on the program." Amelia and Sarah exchanged a surprised look. The idea of performing on the radio, outside the safe haven of the Rusty Nail, was daunting. Yet a spark of excitement flickered within them. "We'd have to think about it," Amelia said cautiously. The following weeks were filled with nervous discussions. The radio show was a big step, a leap of faith outside their comfort zone. But the encouragement from their fellow strummers and the silent plea in Beatrice's wide eyes finally tipped the scales. The day of the radio show arrived, bringing with it a flurry of butterflies in Amelia's stomach. The small studio felt intimidating, a stark contrast to the familiar warmth of the Rusty Nail. But as the music began to flow, their anxieties melted away. They played with a newfound confidence, fueled by the shared experience of their weekly sessions and the camaraderie of their fellow strummers. The response from the radio listeners was overwhelmingly positive. Calls flooded in, praising their unique sound and their infectious enthusiasm. The following week, the Rusty Nail was overflowing, the crowd eager to catch a glimpse of their now radio-famous local heroes. The Friday night Strummers never became rock stars, but they found something far more valuable: a community, a shared passion, and the joy of creating music together. This story became a testament to the power of music to connect people, to bridge age gaps, and erase social barriers. And every Friday night the rusty nail echoed with the sound of their laughter, their music, and the joyful strumming of mismatched instruments, a testament to the Friday night strummers' enduring legacy.
Vocabulary notes. Creaked, verb, made a harsh, squeaking sound. Perched, verb, balanced precariously on something. Discord, noun, a harsh, unpleasant sound. Calluses, noun, hardened areas of skin, often caused by friction. Reverie, noun, a state of pleasant daydreaming. Mane, noun, a thick growth of hair on an animal's neck and head. Infectious, adjective, easily communicated to others, especially a positive quality. Thrummed, verb, played on a stringed instrument with a repetitive, low sound. Tapestry, noun, a rich, intricate pattern or scene. Plunge, verb, to jump suddenly into something, often water. Hesitant, adjective, uncertain or doubtful. Emboldened, verb, made someone braver or more confident. Cacophony, noun, a harsh, discordant mixture of sounds. Mishmash, noun, a confused mixture of things. Contentment, noun, a feeling of peaceful happiness and satisfaction. Transcended, verb, to be greater or more important than something. Eclectic, adjective, composed of a variety of different styles or sources. Repertoire, noun, the collection of pieces that a performer or group knows or is prepared to perform. Impromptu, adjective, done without being planned beforehand. Spell, noun, a feeling of fascination or enchantment. Scant, adjective, not much, very little. Daunting, adjective, discouraging because of its size or difficulty. Comfort zone, idiom, a situation that feels familiar and safe. Leap of faith, idiom, taking a risk based on trust or belief in something. Flurry, noun, a sudden burst or rush of something. Overwhelming, adjective, so great or powerful that it is difficult to deal with. Legacy, noun, something that is left behind from the past.
Story written by Google Bard AI. Image created by desgo.com AI. To read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you.